Welcome to The Balanced Recruiter, a slightly unhinged, definitely honest, and occasionally helpful space where we talk about burnout, balance, career chaos, and why your to do list still has 19 things on it even though you've been working all day. In theory. Hi, I'm Chastity, recruiter, trainer, puppy mom, laundry warrior, and professional plate spinner. I've written more job descriptions than love letters, stared at Indeed like it owed me money, and I'm still resisting the urge to book a runaway trip to Greece. Because if I'm going to cry about cover letters, I might as well do it by the sea with some feta. So, I began the Balance Recruiter, not just for those who are in the middle of crazy work burnout, but I'm also doing it for those who are actually job hunting because there's stress in job hunting. Honestly, it's a full-time job that doesn't even pay. And here's the kicker. It burns people out just as much as the work itself. Let's start with the obvious. Job hunting totally sucks. You spend hours tweaking a resume to fit one job posting. You upload it, and then the ATS, which is an applicant tracking system, eats it alive. No human eyes ever saw it, or that's how we feel. You psych yourself up for interviews, answer every single question, and then silence. No feedback, no closure. You get ghosted after even 3 interviews. Or you see a posting that's basically asking for 5 degrees, 10 years of experience, and your firstborn child, all for $18 an hour. And sometimes you're juggling interviews while working a current job, which means you're sneaking calls in your car or in the break room or pretending you're at a doctor's appointment. Super exhausting. And the emotional side? The emotional toll is heavy. It's rejection after rejection that can chip away at your confidence. Rejection emails, endless waiting, or worse, silence. That constant cycle of hope and letdown drains your confidence fast. It makes you wonder if you're even good enough, your worth, your skills, and sometimes your entire career path. Or you'll even wonder if you'll ever get out of this cycle. That's burnout. Not just the work kind, but the kind that says, I don't know if I can keep putting myself out there. So here it is. Job hunting, it's not just stressful, it's soul draining. Now, let me give you the inside scoop because as a recruiter, I see it from the other side. The truth. When you don't hear back right away, it's not always about you. Sometimes the role gets put on hold or hiring managers drag their feet. Maybe sometimes it could even be that the company suddenly shifts priorities. Candidates can feel like they've been forgotten. But behind the scenes, recruiters are often just as frustrated. What I wish more people knew is that recruiters are actually rooting for you. When I submit someone I'm super excited about, I want them to land the job just as badly as they do. We want to fill the role. We want you to succeed. But sometimes the system isn't built for kindness. It's built for volume, which means job seekers carry the emotional weight of rejection and recruiters carry the frustration of being the middle person who can't control the outcome. That doesn't make it easier, I know, but maybe it helps you to know you're not alone in it. Now, let's talk about job hopping. Sometimes people jump because they're burnt out, they're underpaid, or desperate for something different. And hey, I get it all. I get it. We all crave a reset button. But here's the thing. If you don't pause to reflect, you can carry the same burnout with you from one job to the next. Different office, same stress. Different store, same stress. That's why job hopping can be just as exhausting. It's not just changing your email signature, it's reproving yourself, learning new systems, building new trust, and carrying that weight all over again. So, the key isn't just hopping, it's making sure you're hopping towards something that truly helps your balance, not just away from what's draining you. You ever heard of somebody saying, "Oh, I can go to a different store or I can go to a different job. It's the same thing over and over again." But why do we look for that? Why do we always go for the same thing if we know that's what stresses us out? I don't know, something to think about, I think. Truly, switching jobs without healing your burnout first is like moving houses but unpacking the same boxes of stress or shit in every room. So, let's do a sticky note reflection because I love a good reflection. Job hunting is hard, and you have to remember that your worth isn't defined by an inbox. You're more than the silence, you're more than the rejection. And if you're hopping jobs, make sure you're running towards balance, not just running from burnout or not just running from that crap, because every job has crap. But it's up to you to decide what's going to balance you. And sometimes I get it. You're burnt out by what's happening right now and you want to move forward, but you just don't know how. So that's today's reminder. If you are job hunting, it is draining, obviously, but you're not alone in feeling burned out by the process. Whether you're ghosted, rejected, or stuck in application purgatory, it doesn't define you. And from the recruiter's chair, we see you. We're rooting for you. And sometimes the chaos isn't even in our control. Remember to protect your energy, protect your confidence, and the right job is out there, but your sanity comes first. Thanks for hanging out with me on the Balance Recruiter. Remember, burnout isn't the goal, balance is. And if today's balance means ignoring Slack after 6 p.m., that's totally valid. And if you're new here, you might notice my episodes are short on purpose. Nobody needs another hour-long lecture about burnout without burning out trying to listen. These are snackable, quick, real AF reminders you can listen to on your commute, during a coffee break, or while you're pretending to fold laundry. New episodes drop every week. Be sure to follow, share, drop me a review, or trip over your dog's squeaky toy minefield like I do on the daily. Remember, burnout is real, balance is the goal, and I'm somewhere in between negotiating peace talks with that squeaky toy. See you in the next one.